So I just made an entire intro and then realized that my Streamlabs had crashed a second into me starting this. So yeah, I'm going to basically be going over everything that I've just said the first like 3 minutes, which is always a pleasure. But anyways, welcome everybody to a new video and a new series as well. So from what I understand from the series, because it is episode 99 of campaign 3, which of course is Bell's Hells, which I haven't watched a single thing about. I know nothing about it. But from what I understand, from what I've seen, which is a very limited amount of knowledge, mind you, because I don't want to get spoilers for campaign 3 at all. And I know in campaign 3 there's references to the other 2 campaigns, I do believe. So obviously there's spoilers there as well, and I've still not finished both of those. So I've been wanting to try and stay away from them. But from what I understand, I believe episode 98 of Bell's Hells was a live like game, right? I'm fairly certain. And at the very end of that, Brennan showed up, and basically this whole Downfall 3-part series is talking about the calamity and to do with that. And from what I've looked at on Reddit and what I've looked at on the wiki for it, it takes place outside of the time of Bell's Hells, because obviously it's in the past. And it doesn't directly, or isn't going to, because I don't think all of 3 of them are out yet, it isn't going to directly tie into Bell's Hells too much. I think it's more so to do with, you know, Exandria Calamity, which is obviously what we watched in this on my channel. So I think I'm spoiler free. I feel like I'm gonna regret saying that, because there's just gonna be a ginormous spoiler just pop up somehow. But I skipped about 30 minutes into the beginning of Downfall, because that was just sort of an intro of, you know, Matt's doing his thing, and then introducing everyone, and then introducing the fact that Brennan's going to be the DM, and then introducing all of the players that are going to be playing in the game. And I've got up to the part where he is about to begin his storytelling, which I do believe he begins with light. I watched a video where, of course, he starts Exandria Limited Calamity with fire, and then Matt starts one of his with water, and then I think Abria started one of hers with earth. So now we're just waiting for wind or air, whatever you want to say it. But no, he decides to begin his with light, which I find fitting. But yeah, that's really all I know about this series, is the fact that it's to do with that. Now, I don't know if the characters are playing the gods, but it's to do with Ao, I think, like the city of Ao, like creating a weapon or something to try and fight against the gods or something. Again, I know very limited about this, because I've been trying not to get spoilers at all, and again, I don't want to go into like anything to do with campaign 3. So yeah, I from what I understand, fairly certain we're in spoiler-free territory for these 3 episodes. Fingers crossed, because I really don't want to get spoilers for it. Hope you guys are excited for the new series. Again, it is only 3 episodes, but as we all know, every single episode's like 4 hours long. So we got quite a few videos still to come. I try to make them usually 45 minutes to an hour, depending on obviously how much time I have available. And yeah, super excited. I hope you guys are as well. And without further ado, let's go. All right, y'all excited? God, it's been a while since I've seen Brennan's face. I was, just before we start, I was about to watch, was it Bloodfall Keep or something like that? I can't remember it now. The like the side quest thing that they did on Dimension 20, because a few people had mentioned it, and I was literally about to set up to watch that, and then realized that they had released the part 1 for Downfall. So yeah, if you guys are still interested in me watching that, I'm more than happy to do it. From what I understand, it's to do with Lord of the Rings and that kind of world. And, you know, don't hate me or anything, but I've never, ever seen Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry.
Light. Light suffusing all. Eternal. Undying. infinite.
Fast as fluff as well.
Names beyond counting does this place have in the timeless time in which it existed. But in your tongue, Exandrian, let us simply call it Tengar, the Eternal Palace. Behold endless ramparts and hallways of spinning stars, a nebula so vast that light would age 1,000 lifetimes of its origin to cross from the threshold to the ending of this palace. Let us imagine beings of infinite possibility and endless wonder, populating the vast and joyous caverns, chambers, hallways, ramparts, all of the chapels and unending mystery that this eternal palace has to offer those that have always dwelt herein.
God, yeah, sorry, I don't mean to stop it so fast, but it always amazes me, like, how vividly he paints a picture in your head of, you know, just setting up. It could be something so minuscule and random, but he describes it so well, which, you know, kind of brings me back to Exandria, when it was like an hour-long segment of one of the episodes that took place in like a fraction of a second or some crazy shit like that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Shimmering light, beings of wonder, whose potential, having never touched the real, is limitless. Within this place, we must describe for you, in words that mortals can comprehend, what you have come now to witness. In Tengar, the Eternal Palace, past the hallway of the unbroken shard, where one can spy the quill of infinites, that which writes those worlds that have yet never been, we see a small parade of twinkling lights. These lights that we now behold are, to us, inhuman. But of course, this realm has never known the touch of humans. So, let us instead give it a name that we might understand it. Sparkling light traveling down a hall, we see it.
Oh,
A kaleidoscoping ephemera of twinkling lights, moving
since when have they had fucking
towards the
special
orchard
effects
of
and shit?
possibility, as once it was called. It beholds a small, flickering shape.
I love this.
Though it would be impossible for a mortal to comprehend, is there some shape or form to your light in this endless palace?
Okay, yeah, so it seems like, obviously, he's going on to explain and describing the characters and what have you. So it does seem like they are playing either gods or beings closely related to those gods, which is fucking badass.
Roiling ball of light that is roughly spherical, but never quite.
Much larger than you are, rolls past.
Oh, splendid. I was wondering if I might come across any of the vibrant denizens of these wings of Tengar. Have you any friends nearby to call out to? I wish to show you something if I could.
Light spirals out as it moves past you. Do you call out to any in this place?
I will. Perhaps is nearby.
Ashley,
Lose.
what form of light do we now see arriving in this place?
It's not just a form, but it's almost something that you feel. It's warmth. pale blue almost, and it sort of changes shape. But it is spherical in some ways. That's the way at least someone would try to describe it.
You arrive at the edge of a vast balcony, ending in a staircase descending to an orchard of fractal light. They are trees, but they are also mirrors and stars, and perhaps the hands of some great and eternal love for the being of all things yet to come. Each in this kaleidoscoping, shimmering train of light begins to descend the staircase, and you see an eternal sibling of yours rushing behind you, Luz, as you see a shape comes and turns to look at you and is now shimmering blue but a crackling fire in front of you, and this is your sibling Imran. What's going on? Is something happening? Are we starting a new...
I'm trying to take in all this information right now because, again, I'm not sure of the story, so trying to basically understand what Downfall is going to be. Like I said, I assume these are all gods or godlike beings, at least, being described as like balls of light that mere mortals would not be able to even comprehend, not even understanding the words, which is why I assume they're doing those effects every time they say their names. They are godlike names that mere mortals cannot pronounce or even dare to say. Pretty goddamn cool, though. I like the way this starts. So, I don't know if they're all going to be siblings, but it seems like at least one of them are siblings right now. I'm curious to see if they're going to each have like aspects, though, to see if you know, one's going to be like a godlike being of like rage, or at least have that domain be their like thing, their like personality, their district. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way they're going to go about it, but we're about to see.
A new game?
I don't know. What
It has something to show us.
Well, it certainly can't show it to all of us at the same time, and I, as ever, shall be there first! And surges forward as a trail of fire shoots down the staircase into the stars.
I'll take off.
You begin to rush after, all of you descending. He rushes past as quick as possible. Careful, careful! And you see that the trees shimmer. Are there any other spirits of Tengar within the orchard as our friends arrive?
I would be there.
My God.
Purplish light, almost what you would describe as the reflection of water when it plays on a wall.
That's cool. I like the way that looks. In my head. Let's see if I can actually see it.
Fractals playing on fractals. Enjoying the peace.
Races past, trips on the purple fractal, explodes in endless fireworks, and is
Gather together and slowly spread out again.
I could have known. Always lounging around in the orchard. It tripped me. It comes by. Oh, sweet no. I did not wish to disturb your slumber. You have run much too fast and become 1,000 beautiful exploding fireworks. Enough of that. And begins to surround a tree. No. You look on. You feel a growing sense of something that you've always felt like you might feel one day, but have never yet felt. It is unusual in the Eternal Palace to feel anything for the first time. You feel a sense of dread.
Oh, good God.
What is this? It's exciting and horrible.
Adrian looks. Ah, here's what I wished to show you. A new tree being born in the orchard of possibility. Tree shimmers and twitches, sharp, painful. There is a fruit hanging from it.
Again, just reminds me of
But
Exandria.
Also a gem, but also a sun falling into itself.
How beautiful.
Idun looks up. Imri looks at you and goes, beautiful. I don't know if I agree. Don't you feel a little bit? And here Imri looks to you for the word that they have never had to say before.
Terrible.
Idun reaches up, plucks the fruit. As you say, wait.
Wait. Give it a chance.
A moment too late. Oh. Idun's shimmering form ceases. Each point of light is fixed. Oh,
Fuck did he do?
What's happening?
I'm sorry. I think I'm going away.
What is away?
A point of lightlessness rests in the middle of the orchard. Do any other spirits nearby hear or see this event?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Here comes
I feel like
Taliesin.
I had not a dream. I feel like I had a desire for something new, and I guess terrible. I remember wanting something. I've been trying to turn myself inside out for I don't know how long, and I'm a little Ouroboros of bits of light that are clearly trying to fall into each other's own black hole as they slowly make their way around themselves, and
That's
it's like
cool.
a molecular orbit, if such a thing.
Just eating itself.
And this is new.
You arrive as other spirits begin to gather from nearby. You see that another spirit, Ailey, comes by. She moves as shifting color, who leaves imprints of herself behind her, suspended backwards to show the way that she has come in light. She comes through and goes, something new. Did you do this?
I wish.
Okay.
This is all I wanted.
I think it would be best for me to go get Idun from whatever this is.
Well, wait.
It's all right.
No,
I can get him. She touches the point of lightlessness, is frozen, and you hear noise from elsewhere in Tengar. The endless images of herself stretching throughout space are falling into nothingness behind her, like a row of dominoes falling and vanishing as they hit the floor.
What the fuck is this apple? Fruit.
Miss you.
I'm just picturing it as an apple. I don't know
She is
why.
gone. A far tower crumbles.
She is away.
what's happening?
She is away.
It doesn't.
Impossible.
It's not real.
What is that?
Our last two spirits, you are within, are seeing a hallway that has been infinite for a timelessness suddenly begin to fall behind you. Describe yourselves as you see your doom now approach in the moment of understanding
Fucked up.
what doom even is.
A timelessness, so...
So, Edon is a cacophony of sound, constantly collapsing in on itself and then exploding back into new shapes and forms. It tries to pull objects to it. It mimics, tries to copy the trees it sees. It's always trying to change and explore. Endless chaotic curiosity.
I like that.
How did you do it? I've been trying to get to nothing forever, and I can't. Who did it? Who did it? I need to know.
Nothing happened on its own.
On its own.
And then, yeah, there's just this shimmering sort of, almost like, not necessarily tubular, but it sparkles and it's frantic. But suddenly it doesn't sparkle anymore. It calms and it stops and sort of watches. Wonderful. And lets it be taken in by this madness that is ensuing and going forward.
Okay, so again, I do want to stop it every now and again, otherwise it's just me sat here just watching the goddamn video. Yeah, it's the cool thing I'm like liking about this currently at the minute is just the fact that all of these are basically getting described as like shimmering balls of light or something of that nature, close enough to that. But they're all described as being differently, and you can all picture them separately, despite essentially being kind of the same thing, which is super cool in a really creative way, I would say, of creating characters that aren't just your typical, you know, oh yes, he is an elf wizard born to a royal family, but he despises them as they are rich, pompous assholes. He has blue hair and waves a magic wand around. Just like 4 campaigns ago. It's the same character. He's came back. I couldn't think of another one. God damn it. But yeah, it's a really creative way, I think, of creating more characters that are unique, to say the least. And again, I'm going to assume they have lived essentially forever, since he said like there's been a corridor there that is timelessly just always been infinite, non-stop, and now all of a sudden it's collapsing. They know everything around them, they know of everything, and nothing has ever changed. Now all of a sudden this new tree was brought into being, which bore a fruit that is now fucking everything up. Everything they knew was just collapsing in on itself. Yeah, awesome. Really interested. Really, really interesting story so far.
Stand there watching, and as you do, a thread of pure fate wraps around you as the weaver of time pulls you towards her as the hallway makes it so that one moment later you would never have been. It pulls you forward. Already you see that Tengar is collapsing around you. She looks at all of you and goes, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
What are you
I don't know
doing?
what's happening. I don't know what is this?
How can there be nothing? We are here. There is we.
There won't be if we don't run.
The black void.
And you see she begins to sprint across the orchard as nothingness comes to eternity.
I follow her.
She reaches out and spins a seed, which is a ship, which is a star of light and fate in front of you. Running behind you, you see another spirit in the hall go, "Wait, Corsair is still in there!" Turns to run, swallowed, gone, never existed. Her name vanished.
Oh my god!
You turn as Imri grabs you.
Sorry, again, I don't want to keep stopping, but again, it totally just reminds me of, again, Exandria with the whole, was it, oh shit, what is it, not the Marquis of Death, god damn it, that's fucking Marvel. Shit, what's her name again? Mistress of Death and Decay. God, you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it reminds me of the fact that their name disappeared once they got replaced. Kind of, sort of, maybe the same thing, right? Yes?
and you lose, and says, "We're sticking together. We're sticking together," and pulls you onto the ship.
I keep looking behind.
Siblings.
Now!
I am full speed and trying to push and press from behind to get everyone moving towards the sea.
Why do we have to go?
It's nothing is too much. There's too much nothing. There's too much.
But where are we going?
I don't know. Something new.
I'm looking for Shotzi.
You see
Shotzi.
that Shotzi steps out and goes,
Shotzi.
"I don't want this. I don't want this!" Boom! And a wave of force ruptures out and takes this eternal palace you have lived in and shatters it to make something destroyed in front of you to protect you. As Shotzi does this, you see Shotzi has always just been pure concussive energy, like heat above a barbecue, and you see that congeals into flesh and bone and blood, and Shotzi is suddenly something realer, and this force breaks the bones in his hands and scars his flesh. He goes, "Run! I can protect us!" Ship moves. It grabs Shotzi, and this ship takes off from Tangar with you aboard.
Where's it?
It is on this deck of this floating ship of light, and you begin to watch your eternal home fall. Perhaps other ships have left. Perhaps other spirits have made their way. But there are only a handful of you here.
Is this because I wanted something?
I cling to ours.
I didn't want... I don't know what I wanted.
All of you, I am going to need as you exit eternity and possibility, welcome to the real. I'm going to need everyone here to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God.
God. So throw real quick, only half an hour. Well, I'm not even half an hour in, technically. I was 12 minutes in already, so goddamn real quick for the first throw. Yeah. The way he describes things, man, it's fucking magical. I just want to say that, like, he has such a way with words. But I don't know if, like, they're basically being ripped from... For all I know, this could be the same tree that, oh God, Jesus Christ, the first night of Avalier. God, it's been a while since I've watched Exandria. I forget the names of them now. You know how because he was like shimmering in and out of time, and obviously they tore that tree in half, thinking, you know, it was something good, and then it killed a lot of people. It killed a lot of people. Ribs getting ripped out, not good. Not a good look for anyone. It was fucked up. But it would be crazy if, like, that rupture from that moment in that singular second that happened with the Betrayer God getting out had this extreme effect on, like, the other world and the Eternal Palace and stuff like where they are. I'm probably connecting way too many, like, just mute points. But that's the only thing I have to go off of right now. So I'm holding on to anything I can to make myself sound smart. If that does come to fruition, though, I am, I'm holding that one over everybody's head. How much of a goddamn genius I am.
Just a straight roll. 17.
17.
Jesus.
Oh.
14.
Wow.
12.
11.
11.
24.
24.
Damn.
You stand tall along with it. The rest of you are thrown to... Sorry. The rest of you are thrown to the deck as suddenly force hits you. Normally, something like this would have been considered or pondered upon, and instead your bodies are thrown to the deck of something that you are traveling on. You look out and see waves of permeating heat and light and color as you move from this place towards something that is going to destroy
Oh,
you.
well, that ain't good.
looks. What should we do?
I don't know. I don't know.
Looking and seeing pure heat and force, Emily looks into your eyes. I'm something. I'm not everything, but I'm something. I love you.
I love you.
Emily leaps to the deck of the ship, throws up a wall, and you see that suddenly there is a face and eyes and hair as it goes, let us through, let us through! Yeah! Heat pours over Emily and burns him terribly.
A lot of
as he
burns
stands
on a lot of people right now.
pushing forward with the will of this eternal place, making a way through the heat for your vessel.
I gotta help.
As Emily is dying, you put a hand on him. What do you do? What do you say in this moment?
I'm so sorry.
They beings of magic, and they can clearly do
I sort of take
something.
my form, and the only thing I know how to do is just hold Emily in this moment in the warmth of what feels like a hug.
You hug Emily, and that is the only thing that saves him from destruction. You heal him. As the heat touches him, it bursts into fire. This mane of Emily was so beautiful, and this mane of hair stretches back, and the fire burns it until it blackens in two swirling spikes that stretch back from his head, wrapping around him like horns. As the heat touches you, and you burn brighter and brighter until you are pure light. You move from this place and suddenly burst through and are now standing in roiling, unstoppable chaos. You feel that your ship is being pushed in all directions. What do the rest of you do? The rest of you that have been knocked to the deck of the ship?
He was also hurt.
Yes.
I will move to Shah.
You move to Shazzy, who is trying to use pure force to propel you forward. As you move to him, you see just rage and emotion and becoming real and feeling pain and struggle. You move to Shazzy's side, and you see the chaos finds you. You are in a space in between the eternal and wherever you are headed. And Shazzy looks and goes, oh no. Darkness begins to descend on you. Oh. It's here.
We have to remember where we came from. We'll always have a home with each other.
As you say this, you glow with unending light, and the darkness is dispelled. As a hand touches Shazzy, and he stands up, remembering himself suddenly, as you can see things rendered in light. Now it's all light, and you see at the edge of our aura, there is just color and chaos and fighting. You see that there are things trying to rend the ship apart, like pure chaos itself. And I think you look and see that you are entering a place that needs something. Pure possibility will rend you all apart and scatter you to the wind as you begin to move through this space. What do you do?
I extend myself as far out as I can and see lines, geometry.
Oh, this music's so fucking dramatic, man.
And collapse everything as tight into myself as I can, trying to keep the shape.
Where Edom stands, a helm appears for the ship, and above Edom's head, a compass. Lines extending, colors parted, things that roiled into chaos, now made to stand where they ought. And even the concept of ought renders your ship safer and more real. It surges forward, going further and further and further. You are at the back trying to keep Shafi alive to provide the force that you need. You see with the front trying to protect the ship from the pure force of traveling forward at this speed. And the rest of you on the deck, you can see that there has been given some mathematics, some ability to pilot and chart, but you do not know to where you can go.
I think.
You go ahead.
I think seeing this almost erupts and almost starts to, in a way, paint and react and engage with the elements of like a compass, of, you know, things of control, and just create and construct, and just again, it's just pure reaction.
As you begin to paint with color, the geometry that Egon has created, you can use to interpret, express, make meaning. And all of a sudden, all of that light begins to form into points of light.
This is the Big Bang.
And you paint the constellations.
I'm going through every theory in my mind that I can.
Guiding your path. Pure beauty made manifest in a dance of mathematics and orbit.
Sorry. I get it. It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's a lot of listening, but I don't want to just sit here for half an hour not saying a word while I'm mesmerized by the storytelling of my main man, Brennan. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of like what this is leading up to. So they are obviously beings of, like you said, light and construct and different forms in this world where they lived, the Eternal Palace, where things were just there for an eternity and had always been there. They are now have been ripped from that point where I thought it was going to be the same tree that we had in Exandria. When that ripped apart, it just created, I don't know, some sort of domino effect of other things being ripped out. I don't know if it's going to go as far back as like the Big Bang. I mean, Calamity and all that happened was well into Exandria being a well-established thing, and the gods coming from another place to what would be Earth, and then, you know, the whole thing with the elementals and the fight and the, you know, patriarch god, stab, 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 kill, 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 goodbye, locked door, you know, all that good stuff. I don't think it is going to be the Big Bang. It would be a cool concept if it was like, you know, they're creating all this stuff in this chaos and then it just like collapses and then explodes out, and then that is the beginning of the universe. Would be super cool, but I'm pretty sure this is after the Calamity had happened, so I don't think he would go that far back. But I'm just trying to theorize everything that I can right now, just to give something to the video. God damn it! Yeah, those are my two theories that I can think of right now. Moving on.
Pure artistry surges forward from you, and all of a sudden, you are moving in a direction. You have your bearing, but you are burning. Your bodies are made real, and all of a sudden, you feel the weight and heft. You feel that you have lost something eternal. As one of you, the you choose, lives an infinite number of the yous that could have been vanish forever. Where do you head in this realm of stars as you enter into the real?
I wanted something. I didn't even know what something is. I need something. We need something. We
The new World of
need
Warcraft
something.
expansion's coming out
and
soon.
I'm going to find
That's what
it.
you need.
I'm going to
Can't
find
die yet.
something.
Haven't even played it.
You reach out. From the deck of the ship, you reach out. Pure light. Standing near Idam, you feel it calling to you. And you are the one who finds home. Idam and Off, standing side by side, move to home. No.
I look at the changes. What is this? Maybe a way was better.
Do not worry long over it, no. For even here you feel the presence of the day that is coming, where that thing back there comes for you. The day that you will never have existed. You move.
They becoming mortal?
Pain.
So many
Broken
theories.
bodies. Blood. Eyes and hands covered in dirt and ash. And you look up, broken, frightened, as looming over you, monstrous figures who see that you have come to their domain.
You gonna fight? Inside check?
Different time,
No,
in a
inside check.
different
I was
place.
gonna say, I don't think they got abilities yet.
The town of Hawks Hill.
Really, Brennan? You're gonna go from this fucking over dramatic, you've just been ripped from the place you've always been into this swirling mess of chaos and destruction and darkness. You've went through hell. You are gaining flesh and bone and body. You're no longer just shimmering balls of light. Anyways, welcome to Brecon Hill. It's a lovely town, not so nice in the winter, gets a little bit cold, but other than that, it's fantastic. Plenty of taverns to go in. Like the fuck?
Oh my god.
That's what we call a hard cut, folks. Everyone get a little bit of water? Everyone good?
Oh God! Wow, that's water.
What am this?
What am this?
Who am us anyway?
Who am us? Indeed. It's the big question.
Hawks Hill.
Hawks Hill. Why did I say Brecon Hill? Where did I get that from? I've got no idea. God damn it. I think I was just thinking of Brennan in general. Anyways,
On
continuing.
the continent of Guisar. Over a century into the calamity. A sky,
Yes, this is well into the calamity. Okay.
ash, and ruin. And a village that is, in some ways, a way station, in some ways, a boom town. This place, essentially, is where people have gathered in the ruins of Exandria for the chance at salvation. Salvation from the gods? No. Most of the gods haven't been seen in decades, even though they choked the sky and burned the lands and laid waste to the vast civilizations of Exandria.
Bastards.
The Age of Arcanum is a distant memory for most mortals now. No. Hawks Hill is waiting for salvation from the last and greatest bastion of mortal magic. They are waiting for salvation from Aor, the last of the great sky cities, whose sky ships still
poor
fly
Avalia.
even 100 years since the War of the Gods has raged across this place. Prime deities, betrayer gods, their vast armies of devils and celestials, of monsters and dragons, and the Fae called to their banners. Hawks Hill is nestled in between two craggy ridges.
Wait, remind me. I'm fairly certain I'm remembering this correct, but what was his name? What was Sam's character's name in Calamity? Oh, the news anchor. He had such, he always has strange names for his characters. The Fae, because he never went back, did he? Because he had an opportunity. Because I think the Queen or whatever opened a portal and was like, let's go. You just come with us, and he chose to stay. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I'm fairly certain I'm remembering that correctly. Just when you mentioned the Fae, there, it just popped into my head for some reason.
If they had known at the outset of Hawks Hill how long the town would stand here for, they might have taken the time to build some of it out of wood or stone. But it's the Calamity. Most people aren't willing to make that bet. So some of these tents and shacks have been standing for the better part of a decade at this point. You hear the moving of wagon wheels, people shouting at horses and cattle, moving them into place. There are trading posts and pawn shops, and all of it extending in slums and ramshackle dwelling places around a massive central landing pad with a sigil of Aor across the top where the sky ships come and land.
A sigil? Have I been pronouncing it wrong that entire? I've never heard it pronounced sigil before. I always thought it was pronounced sigil. I mean, maybe it's just an American way of pronouncing things, like aluminium and aluminum and whatever other weird ways Americans pronounce stuff. But yeah, I've never heard of sigil before. That one's a new one.
You see here in this place that it appears to be swollen to the bursting point. Whatever little mattresses of straw people have to let out to travelers are long since spoken for. People sleep on the ground, animals fly hither and yon. In this time of the Calamity, most people do travel with animal companions. Rangers are some of the only people that know how to get around in this time period. It's very unusual to find any place that
The Vex would have been fine then.
can stand long enough to really be called civilization. But Hawks Hill, to the extent that it can, is alive with activity. Feels like very soon that salvation may come. As we move through this place, I would actually love to meet your guys' characters.
I would also like to meet your guys' characters.
Now. Moving through with some wagons drawn by some horses, we see a group of people that, for being here in the heart of the Calamity, seem to huddle together for warmth. Ashley, would you describe your character for us?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, so from what I understand, these are the same characters, right? The same balls of light and whatever. Are they still the same? I mean, I'll probably literally about to explain. I do this all the time, but yeah, I don't know if this is they've become, taken mortal form and mortal shape, or if these are just completely separate characters. We're about to find out.
You see a human woman, late 30s, sort of dark brown auburn hair with bits of white throughout. Tanned skin, freckles everywhere. You'd miss her in a crowd. But there's kindness in her eyes. She has on a very large overcoat that she grabbed as she left her home.
Yeah, so they are separate characters
Belongs
then.
to her husband.
So what was with the beginning then? What the fuck was that all about?
And she is walking forward.
Walking by your side, Nick, would you please describe your character?
A young, mid to late teens human male walks beside you. Brown eyes, brown hair.
Goddamn. Barbarian, cleric, druid,
Shield
and paladin.
That doesn't look like it's his, though he wears it on his back comfortably. And he walks with a staff with etchings of the moon and stars towards the top. And he looks down and gives Gilly, your dog, a scratch behind the ears.
A big mountain like rescue dog. Those big bear looking dogs. Gilly.
Come here.
And comes over and nuzzles you, sort of looking around. Gilly's always excited to meet people, and there's so many people here.
Stay close.
You see, walking up to you with the sort of clop of hooves, you see Ridge, one of your companions, comes up to you. This is a older centaur ranger. He's got a sort of salt and pepper beard, bun of hair that's mostly gone gray now. He's got sort of a sort of heavy leather vest on, bow and arrow, and he walks up and goes, I talked to some of the proctors. We can pull the wagons up into the middle right here. They're saving a spot for us. That's all right. Well, I wanted to tell you, and you hear behind you, Mom, Mom, Mom! And running up, you see two little kids. One of them is sort of like tween age, and the other one is a little bit younger, maybe like, around 8 or 9. And you see Trist, your daughter Haley, and your son Topher run up to you. As they rush up, Haley goes, Mom, there's a wagon back there that's got all kinds of fruit on it, bright, like red. Like, I've never even seen fruit this red.
No way.
Yeah, it's wild. It's all back there.
That's amazing.
And you see that Topher looks around and says, I saw some guys over there that were playing a game with cards, and they had like money.
Whoa.
It's awesome.
Don't jump in on that game, okay?
Yeah,
I could learn it.
I know you could.
we don't have money, son.
What
Chill
should I
out.
do if they invite me?
I'm gonna be broke.
You
Please don't do
watch,
this to me.
You learn, and you beat them.
They're toast. You see, he gives you a big hug. Both of your children have the sort of long, fuzzy ears of their father as your husband, Amaris, who gladly goes without his coat, smells richly of petrichor and pine. Your furbolg husband walks up, gives you a kiss on the side of the head, and looks over to you, Aiden, and he sort of claps a hand on your shoulder and says, I've been taking a look. I understand the plan. There's 2 wagons, there's 2 of you. There are people selling emblems of refuge here in the camp. If you didn't want to go alone, we could try to buy some, and we could come with you.
I don't think that's necessary. I think we will be fine on our own. I think it's better if you stay.
Aiden will lean down and look at Toph and say, "You're never gonna learn that card game if you don't stay down here, huh?"
Toph looks up at his dad and goes, "Dad, there's a card game. We could win a bunch of money because when the ship leaves, there's still stuff to do down here." You see Amaris smiles, goes, "You know, for a holy man, Aiden, you seem to encourage a lot of gambling."
I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying shoot for the stars, you know.
You're a young man yourself. I just mean to say, 15, but,
The stars say it's a good time.
You see Toph goes, "Stars, we gotta go now," and runs off. And you see Haley goes, "Topher, don't go off by yourself." Gilly goes, "Whoa," and sort of bounds after Toph.
Aiden will, as Toph runs off, his hand on his shoulder, give him a little guidance.
You give some guidance to him, and you see the kids run off. Amaris looks and says, "You really don't want me to come?"
Of course I want you to go. But I don't need you to come. You need to stay here.
I got it. I'll help get the wagons in the train.
Wait.
What?
I love you so much.
Ah, so precious.
He leans in and gives you.
I have no idea what his race is, but I have no idea what that looks like. I've never seen it before.
Looking like he's so close to figuring something out that he sort of doesn't want to. And instead he just smiles.
I just put my hand on his cheek.
You're our miracle. You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
You all are the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You hear a voice from behind you go, "All right, lovebirds, break it up." And you see that this stout dwarf, it's like deep sort of bronze brown skin and deep black beard tied up with rings, comes out and says, "Let's break it up. Enough smooching. Keep your head on a swivel. This place is full of cutthroats and pickpockets, I swear to God." He looks around and says, "See, you don't have to worry about pickpockets because all you got is a stick and a shield that you won't let me fix."
It's hard to steal something if it's not there.
You see, he looks and says, "Let me just put another leather strap on it at least. My God, that thing's about to get chewed through. The water damage alone."
It's perfect just the way it is.
It's got character.
He goes off. He goes off. You see, your husband looks and goes, "I've never heard someone say that phonetically. Like, really said it."
It's really amazing.
He says, "All right, let's get the wagons in the train and begin to sort of move it off." We move now to another part of the camp.
All right, sorry, we're gonna have to end it there. Times it's getting a little dicey right now. All right, sorry again. I know there is never a good time to stop these episodes. I learned that when I was watching Exandria and Limited Calamity, especially when like it's getting heated and there's something like really big happening. I never want to end it, and it results in an episode being like an hour and a half, which is completely fine in my eyes. Like as far as like time goes. I'll happily make enough time to. I could sit and watch all 4 hours of this and just get completely lost and do like a full 4-hour commentary and then just split that up into episodes if I had enough time. But unfortunately, I do not. And as I mentioned many times during my Exandria Calamity ones, the rendering is an absolute bitch on this one, because I've got like 2 different videos. I've got my video of me recording it, my video of the screen getting recorded, and any edits and cuts that I have to put in. So it results in it being like a 3-4 gig video that takes like 3 hours to render. It is disgusting. My PC was built for gaming, god damn it, not for rendering videos quickly. But yeah, anyways, that the beginning of that, absolutely outstanding. I said it multiple times during this, and I've said it during the Exandria one as well. Brennan is an absolute masterclass in building up a scene, like just explaining everything in such vivid, I was gonna say imaginary detail, vivid and imaginable detail of just the way he describes things, man. The way he describes what's around him, and even on the fly when they're like, oh, you know, he's trying to describe something and one of the characters pipes in to be like, oh, like, I want to go over and I want to try and do something. I want to try and do this. And then he has to come up on the fly of what that entails and what's going to happen. He obviously, as a DM, has to explain that to everybody. And he doesn't so much as think. He just goes straight into it, and he, again, gives such, like, vivid storytelling details of what's happening, and just the little curveball that they've thrown in to do something. He comes up with it so quickly to continue the story. It's incredible. I don't know how he does it, man. I really, really don't. I would love to be a DM. Like, I would love to try that sometime, but I just don't think I'd freeze up or something and just be like, shit, like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, so you want to go and check on him? I wasn't really expecting you to do that. How about you don't do that? You take a left, not a right. There was something down that way. I don't know what's down the other direction. I'd completely freeze and just ended up fucking it up or something. And I know he has like story beats he has to hit, and he never ceases to amaze me how he manages to hit them so effortlessly. But anyways, enough about me gushing over its storytelling capability. Yeah, the story in general, awesome. I'm still unaware of like the first part. Obviously, I'm assuming that's gonna come out at some point, like the bigger picture of like who those beings were, and the whole, like, everything collapsing down in on them, and them having to escape, and then ending up into the mortal world. I'm assuming that'll tie in at some point during this 3-part series. And we've only learned 2 of the characters so far, the actual characters this time so far. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But we got the beginning part out of the way. We got the prologue out of the way. So we're getting into the thick of things now, and I just can't wait, man. I've missed doing these kind of things, but I just didn't know which one I wanted to do. In, you know, I know I did the Cthulhu one, and I did like 1 episode, and just nothing ever else came of that. And Jesus Christ, that was like 3 months ago or something. But yeah, that I have completely forgotten now. Because if you didn't know, I did make a second video of it that just the whole, like, the thing was just corrupted, and it wouldn't let me render it at all. I don't know what happened with the file, but yeah, so that's kind of completely fucked. But I don't remember at all anything that's happened in the second part, so don't you worry. That I will continue that story. That I'm not just gonna throw it away. I will continue that story. I do promise you that. But yeah, awesome. I'm extremely happy that we're back with another Exandria one as well. Not just any random one, but an Exandria one. There's going to be a huge lore dump for us, no doubt. Again, I really do hope nothing ties into Campaign 3, 2, or 1. Because that's how you get some pretty goddamn good spoilers for yourself. Yes, anyways, if you guys have managed to make it all the way at the end, yeah, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does help massively, and I do massively appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.